I'm super excited today because we are arguably hosting the biggest catfish farmer in the entire southeastern region of Nigeria. Meet Mr. Njoku Moses Owa, an aquaculture expert with decades of experience and a true passion for all things aquatic. As the owner of one of the largest fish farms in southeastern Nigeria, he produces over 1,000 tons of fish every year, making him a true leader in the industry. But it's not just about the numbers for Mr. Moses. He's committed to ensuring the health and the well-being of his fish and has spent years perfecting his craft through cutting-edge research and innovative practices. Over the course of his career, Mr. Moses has faced numerous challenges, from changing environmental conditions to evolving market demands. But with his unwavering dedication and a deep understanding of the important details of aquaculture, he has always come out on top. Today, Mr. Moses is a sought-after expert, sought out for his knowledge and expertise by other fish farmers and industry professionals alike. And now, he's here to share his insights and experiences with all of us. Get ready to learn from a true master of the craft as Mr. Njoku Moses takes us on a journey into the fascinating world of aquaculture. Don't forget to share this video on WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, Twitter, and all social media platforms so that we'll have as many people as possible on this show. Now, without further ado, let's get into the class. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
My name is Njoku Moses Owa, known as St. Moscow. This is how people call me. So I'm the CEO of St. Moscow Feed Nation Limited, and we're based in aquaculture, and we stand as the largest aquaculture company in southeast of Nigeria. And we started this company, which is St. Moscow Feed Nation, on 2011, which I always call it a mission of 5 men, because I was not in Nigeria. And when I was outside Nigeria, I was trying to see what I can do to help my company grow. Then I discovered that I have to venture in food because of the population of our nation, Nigeria. And our aim is to eradicate poverty and malnutrition in this nation and reduce importation. I read the importation of fish in this nation, because as you know that Nigeria is our country, we import about $1 to $2 billion worth of fish. All those fish is coming from outside. We import ice fish, which is herring fish, which we call it ice fish. We import dry fish, cold fish, which we call it dry fish okporoko, which everybody know the local name. And you can see that even with sardine, we import from Morocco somewhere here. That's about 50 to 60% of the feed that Nigeria consumes is imported. So how can we do to reduce it? We need some people to come and do aquaculture. So there is this kind of a little history that when I go to my village, I ask my mom, I want you to cook a local soup for me. My mom will go and cook it with okporoko. One day I was asking myself, is okporoko our traditional? That is imported, because I have already consumed it until we forget ourselves. So that is why we started this aquaculture. And our aim is to reduce the importation of fish in this nation. We stand today as the largest fish farm. We are only farm in Southeast that can produce about 1,000 tons of fish per year. And we keep growing. Only way I can see people that produce about 1,000 tons is in Southwest, because they have been in the business before us. But we are doing well with my teams. So our aim is to make aquaculture to be a real business, to make people to understand that it is better for you to venture in aquaculture than trying to go to the popular name Obodo Igbo or go to Western nation because you want to go and become a second-time slave, because as I will say that if you are not in your country, you are not free. I'm more free in Nigeria than being in another country. So our aim is to produce fish available, affordable, and cheap, which is for everybody. And that is why we venture inside this business. When we started this farm in 2011, our company started with a 10 plastic tank that contained 2,000 fish each, which is about 20,000 fish in the plastic tank. But today we have about 8 ponds, and those 8 ponds, the list contain a minimum of 15,000. There's some big ponds that contain about 40,000 fish. As for the date, our company produce about 1.5 million fingerlings per annum. For me, I believe that aquaculture is a very good business. I know that other business is good too, but aquaculture is a very good business, because if you go to Forbes, you discover that one of the youngest billionaire on earth, which his name is Gustav, that he's doing aquaculture, salmon, that is bringing salmon fish to our place. So you can see that there is opportunity in fish farming. Maybe because we have never seen it as a good business. For me, it's good business, because even in Ghana, there are some people like Mark Amechi that produce about 25,000 tons of fish. Imagine if you can use calculator and calculate and know how much billion of naira. Just call it, if a kilo of fish is something like 1,500 naira, which is the cheapest, and calculate it by 1 ton, which is 1,000. We see, I said that they're making about for something billion naira. So for me, since I have ventured in aquaculture, I discovered that it's a very good business. It's not because I want to use it and make money alone. Normally, I grew up in selling motor parts outside Nigeria. That is where I served my boss and grew up there. But when I come to aquaculture, I discovered that there's something so traditional about it. And that traditional is this: I want to create a place where my children, they can keep working even after I have stopped working. They will continue there. So you will ask me, why do you leave motor parts? Is it not good business? Yes, motor parts is good business, but it changes so fast. Motor parts changing so fast. Like every 5 years, the old motor is going and the new motor is coming in, just like the smartphone we are using on hand today. And I discovered that since the time of Jesus Christ, about 2,000 years, I hear people chopping fish. The same fish, the difference is the way they are cooking it. So I want something that have unique tradition. And that is why I venture in aquaculture. We are making many businesses. Our aim is to train our children to go to school and come with a very good diplomat. And when he come, what is the next? The next is what? To find job. But I think that it's better for us to create job for them than waiting that government is going to create job for them. That is many things I thought before I venture inside this business. Like today, Nigeria, our country, we import fish worth of $1 to $2 billion. You know how much is exchange of dollar to naira. So if we have many people that we venture in aquaculture, I know that we can stop the importation. We can do it. Because we venture in the fish production, so we venture in the fingering, all those things. I will simply give a little details of anybody that wanted to venture in aquaculture. Number one, if you want to venture in aquaculture, first of all, ask yourself one question. The first question is this: am I going in aquaculture to make money, or am I going in aquaculture to create future? So, if you can clearly answer yourself that question, if you are coming to make money, I will tell you the truth, you are not going to survive. But if you are going to create the future, I will tell you the truth, you are going to create the future. Why? Aquaculture is not that fast money making business, because fish take about 4 to 8 to 10 months to grow not like a bird and poultry that can take some time, 1.5 months and 6 months for egg maturity. So if you want to venture in aquaculture, number one, believe it that are going to your mission is to change the world. Change the world per se, that you want to create future, the future that you can benefit and their children can benefit it. Because as it growing, it's not growing that so fast. But I tell the truth that assurance that you will make it on time. Imagine, as I said before, 12 years ago we started with 20,000 fish. 12 years today we have 1.5 million fish. You see the difference? For me, I'm not watching the money that is generating. All I'm watching is the growth. I'm watching the growth, and that growth is what I want. So if you want to venture in aquaculture, you can now watch where you can venture. If you don't have water, don't even think of aquaculture, because fish is water and water is fish. Both of them, they work together. Without fish, there is no water. Without water, there is no fish. Some people always come to me and ask me, say, Moscow, we want to do fish fry. Ask the person, do you have water? They say, no, they don't have water. They have tanker. They go and buy water for fish. The person have failed the question, because you can buy water for fish. You have to get water, quality, quantity, and abundant. Because the fish need that water more than abundant. That is why ocean is for fish. And ocean have covered about 75% of our Earth planet. So that abundant, please don't forget it. You need to have water. Then you ask yourself, where can I venture in aquaculture? When you talk of aquaculture, there are many sectors, like broodstock production, which you call it seed production. Then you ask yourself question, is it producing the broodstock and selling to the people that are doing hatchery? Or is it now hatching fish and they sell it in fingering to the people that raise it to juvenile? Or is it raise it to juvenile? All those is the different sector. Is it raising to juvenile, or is it we that raising from juvenile down to table size? So the sector where I am is a table size, give people fish. So like before, we do hatching, we produce feed, all those things, and after I discovered that we have to focus in one sector, which is producing fish down to table size. We produce fish where we put juvenile, we produce it, and after 8 months to 10 months, sometimes 12 months, we say to the customer, to the restaurant, hotel, eateries, all those people that are buying from us. So then you will now know where you want to venture. Now, after the table size, there are another part of it that people that produce the fish, but they don't market, which is the market, the most important. They don't market. You can, a person that's selling fish is in aquaculture too. We know whether that you be selling the fish, then selling that fish is in two categories. Those people that dry it, and package it and sell to the hotels, restaurants, and the shopping center. Now, or those people that sell it in life, like selling in barbecue and fry fish, all those things. You know where you're going to venture. And all those sides is different. There are people that are producing feed. That one is for big men, man. You have to have a capacity. Like our company, we have stopped doing hatchery. We are doing it before. We have stopped producing feeds. We are doing it before. But what we are doing now is we buy feed from industry that produce feeds. We produce the juvenile to table size. Then we sell to the wholesaler and retailer. Then we dry the fish. Then we sell to the wholesaler too and to the retailers. We have big oven that we use to dry. We sell to the wholesaler and the retailer too. This is where we base in aquaculture. I know that with time we can even start hatchery, but for the point of moment we are not doing hatchery. Maybe with time we can even start raising brood stock, but now we are not doing it. We are doing it before, but finally we stop it. Why we stop it is because there is too much headache. So I want to master some part before I go to the next part. That is what we are doing. So our company have no less than 35 people working in our company. Some people will ask, can aquaculture produce employment? Yes, aquaculture is producing very large employment. We have more than 35 people. And many come from many parts of Nigeria. From Katsina to Kano to Jos, many places. Some from Benue State. And some from Enugu here. Some from Anambra. So we have many people working for us. And we even have people that receiving salary up to 200,000 in our company. So some people will ask, is it bank that pay more better? Yes, our company is even paid like bank too. I not say because we have that much money, because we love what you are doing, and that is why we pay our people who do it better for us. So you know that in the start of everything, you have to first of all seek to understand it, because if you don't understand it, you are going to fail. Somebody say you fail to learn, you learn to fail. So if you want to start a fish farm, where you first of all, as I said, the question that I asked before, why did I want to do it? The first thing you have to do, if you are going to table side production, even in fingering production, first of all, you have to seek for the knowledge. Now, ask questions. And there's some aquaculture training centers, many places, even at Ebonyi State. There are many aquaculture training centers. If you do not have that time to go there, you have to ask questions to the people that is in the field to know where you are going to venture. Number one thing is, if you are going to start producing fingerlings or hatching, you have to go to training. There are people that give training, even online and offline. So you have to go to training. Then, when you go to that training, then you will not know. Question about is, how many fish am I intending to produce? Then, who is my customer? Who will buy it? Because you can produce 1 million fish and you don't have the customer to buy it. To remain on your hand. Number 3 question is, how much am I going to invest in this business? Because somebody will start with a million of naira, and some will start with a 50 million or 100 million naira. You see that it depends how much you want to invest in the business. Some will even start with thousands of naira, like 500,000. Then, based on the amount that you want to start and the team that you want to create to start, will determine the amount, will determine where you are going to start. There's what's called backyard aquaculture. People, they can even just do it in backyard. You just buy a little tarpaulin pond there and then put in your backyard. But number one is that you must have water. Then, if it's a fingering production, you learn about it, because you will run what call through water in fingering production. Please, if you do not have water, don't think of aquaculture. You must first of all have water. So, if it's a backyard, you can buy portable tarpaulin or those big GP tank that you will cut and they use to start it. If you want to start as a commercial, like people that want to use to make money like us, we are the company, we are doing it, used to pay our bills and pay our staffs and keep growing. Then you first of all know if you are going to start so large or so small. But I recommended anybody to want to go to aquaculture to start small. Why? Because if you get that honor together and have it in your mind, the best business school in this world is your business. Because the mistake that Mr. A make, Mr. B may not make it. And the luck that Mr. A have, Mr. B may not have it. So we keep learning on the mistake you are making, because we keep making mistake every day, and the mistake you make, you learn from it. But let me tell you, if you happen, don't run away. Know that it's a process. You have to keep learning. So a little starter for me start with tarpaulin pond, it is better for you. Because if you start with a concrete pond, if you do not make it, you will lose the block and even lose the site too, because you can't transport the block. Or maybe if you are expanding, you can go away with the block of concrete. It is something that fixed. So if you want to start with tarpaulin or that GP and something portable that you can able to move as your business is expanding. So this is my advice for the starter. Thank you.